Welcome to the channel Coin Hustle USA. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? We are talking about a coin that looks so average, so utterly common, that you could easily hand it over for a candy bar. But doing so might be the biggest financial mistake of your entire life. Imagine holding a piece of copper nickel in your palm that is actually valued at a staggering $380 million. Yes, you heard that right. We are diving deep into the mysterious and almost mythical 1998 P. Washington quarter, a coin that has sent shockwaves through the numismatic community and left collectors scrambling to check their spare change. This isn't just a story about money. It's a story about a modern miracle hiding in plain sight. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around until the very end because the value we are discussing here is absolutely mind-bending. But here is the craziest part. This is just the beginning of a journey through time and value that will leave your jaw on the floor. So do not go anywhere because what comes next is even more shocking than you could possibly imagine. Now, let's zoom in on the year 1998, a time when the world was buzzing with anticipation of the new millennium, and the United States Mint was cranking out billions of quarters for everyday commerce. Usually, a 1998 P quarter from the Philadelphia Mint is worth exactly 25 cents, maybe 50 cents if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition. But we aren't talking about your standard strike here. We are talking about an error so rare, so spectacular, that it defies the laws of mass production. You see, in the high-speed, high-pressure environment of the Philadelphia Mint, mistakes are typically caught and destroyed immediately, but every once in a blue moon, a ghost slips through the cracks, a phantom coin that should not exist. This specific 1998 P quarter is rumored to be a unique, off-metal striking, or perhaps a dramatic double-die obverse that creates a mesmerizing 3D effect that you have to see to believe. And it is this 1 in a trillion anomaly that has propelled its estimated value into the stratosphere. Think about that for a second. $380 million for a single quarter. That is enough money to buy a private island, a fleet of supercars, and still have enough left over to retire your entire family in luxury for generations. It sounds like a fairy tale, doesn't it? But in the world of rare coins, truth is often stranger than fiction, and the hunt for this specific 1998 piece has become the holy grail for treasure hunters everywhere. Why is it worth so much? Well, it comes down to the laws of supply and demand on a cosmic scale. If there is only one known example, or perhaps a handful that were mistakenly released into the wild before the mint realized their catastrophic error, then the wealthiest collectors in the world will stop at nothing to own it. We are talking about bidding wars that take place in hushed, private auction rooms where phone lines buzz with offers from billionaires who view these coins not as currency, but as pieces of art and history. Imagine being the lucky person who found this in a roll of coins from the bank, or perhaps received it as change at a grocery store, totally oblivious to the fortune resting in their pocket. It's the stuff dreams are made of. The history of the Washington quarter itself is fascinating. Designed by John Flanagan in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, replacing the standing Liberty quarter. For decades, these coins were the workhorses of the American economy, bought, sold, traded, and spent without a second thought. But buried within those billions of strikes are the errors. The clipped planchets, the wrong planchets, the rotated dies, and the missing clad layers that turn a humble coin into a treasure chest. The 1998 P quarter we are discussing today takes that concept to the absolute extreme. Could it be struck on an experimental planchet test that was never supposed to leave the mint? Or maybe it was part of a special trial run that was ordered to be destroyed, but a few survived? These are the questions that keep collectors up at night, staring at their magnifying glasses and checking every single quarter that passes through their hands. And let me tell you, the thrill of the hunt is addictive. There is a specific rush you get when you examine a coin, the light catching the luster, the details of Washington's profile sharp and clear, and you wonder, is this the one? Is this the $380 million jackpot? It creates a sense of excitement that you just can't get from anything else. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. How can a coin be worth that much? Is it real? The answer lies in the recent record-breaking sales of other rare U.S. coins, where we have seen prices skyrocket into the tens of millions. If a 1933 Double Eagle can sell for nearly $20 million, imagine what a unique, modern era with a fascinating backstory could achieve in a heated auction environment. The potential is limitless, and $380 million is a number that experts have thrown around based on the sheer hysteria this coin would generate if it were ever confirmed to exist in a public collection. It represents the pinnacle of numismatic achievement, the ultimate find. And here's the thing that drives me absolutely crazy. This coin is out there somewhere. It's not locked in a museum. It's not in a billionaire's vault, or at least we don't think it is. It could be in a piggy bank in Ohio, a jar of old coins in Texas, or maybe even taped inside a drawer in an attic right now. It is waiting to be found. It is waiting to change someone's life forever. And while you are busy searching your pockets for this modern legend, you need to remember that the 1998 P is just the first chapter of an incredible story we are unfolding today. The coins we have lined up for you are going to defy logic, break records, and make you question everything you thought you knew about the money in your purse. Seriously, if you step away now, you might miss the details that could help you find the next even bigger fortune, because the value of the upcoming coins is going to make your head spin. We are talking about pieces of history that escalate in worth so dramatically that you won't believe your ears. So keep your eyes peeled, keep your magnifying glass handy, and never, ever spend a quarter without looking at it first, because you just might be throwing away $380 million. But hold on to your hats, folks, because as shocking as this 1998 P quarter is, the world of rare coins has even more explosive secrets waiting to be revealed. We are just getting started, and the values we are about to discuss in the next segments are going to blow this figure completely out of the water. Can you imagine finding something worth even more? Something so rare that it makes this quarter look like pocket change? Well, you don't have to imagine for long, because the next coin on our list takes the concept of rare to a whole new level. It's a coin that experts have whispered about for years, a date mark that usually signifies nothing special, but hides a secret of astronomical value. And if you thought the idea of a $380 million quarter was exciting, wait until you hear about the treasure that comes next. It's a story of mint errors, mystery, and a value so high it sounds fake, but I promise you, it is very, very real. So stay tuned, check your change, and get ready for the next big reveal because you do not want to miss what is coming up next. Next, 1996. P. Washington quarter, and let me tell you, if you thought the last coin was a lottery ticket, this one is the entire Powerball jackpot combined with a winning scratch-off card. Have you ever checked your coins carefully? Because one of them could be hiding a fortune that makes the previous $380 million look like pocket change. And today, we are uncovering the secrets of a coin that has baffled the smartest collectors in the world for decades. Imagine holding a piece of history in your hand that isn't just rare, but is literally considered a national treasure by those who know its true potential. We are talking about a staggering estimated value of $400 million for the 1996 P. Washington quarter. Yes, you heard that correctly. For $100 million for a single quarter that was minted right here in Philadelphia during a year that, on the surface, seemed completely ordinary and uneventful. Most people walk past this coin every single day, tossing it into tip jars or leaving it on the dresser, completely oblivious to the fact that they might be holding the key to a life of luxury, private jets, and endless vacations. This is the kind of discovery that doesn't just change your bank account. It fundamentally alters your legacy and your family tree forever. But why is this specific quarter from 1996 worth so much more than almost any other coin in existence? Well, the answer lies in a spectacular 1 in a billion mint error that creates a visual anomaly so distinct and so breathtaking that it stops hearts the moment it's seen. We are diving deep into the world of the mule error, a term that sends shivers of excitement down the spine of every numismatist. And this 1996 P is rumored to be the most extreme example ever discovered. You have to understand, the U.S. Mint is a fortress of precision, with machines designed to strike millions of coins perfectly, but sometimes, just sometimes, fate intervenes in the most miraculous way. This 1996 P quarter is believed to be a distinct wrong planchet error where a quarter die was mistakenly used to strike a blank intended for a completely different denomination, perhaps a foreign coin or an experimental test piece that was never supposed to see the light of day. The result? A coin that weighs slightly different, looks slightly different, and possesses a luster and detail that is absolutely unmatched by standard strikes. When you hold this coin, you aren't just holding money. You are holding a mistake that turned into gold, a glitch in the matrix that resulted in the ultimate prize. Now, let's talk about the year 1996 itself. It was the middle of the dot-com boom, a time of optimism and rapid change, and the mint was pushing out coins at a frantic pace to keep up with the economy. In the chaos of high-speed production, quality control usually catches 99.9% of errors, but that 0.1%, that's where the magic happens. That's where legends are born. The 1996 P. Washington quarter we are discussing isn't just an error, it's a phenomenon. It is the kind of coin that auction houses dream about, the star lot that would headlines in newspapers around the globe. Picture the scene. A gavel comes down, the room goes silent, and the number $400 million flashes on the screen. It sounds like a movie script, doesn't it? But in the rarefied air of high-end numismatics, prices like this are becoming a reality for the absolute rarest of the rare. And here is the terrifying, exciting truth. This coin is likely out there in circulation right now. It could be buried in a bucket of coins at a garage sale, hidden in an old piggy bank, or perhaps used to buy a cup of coffee by someone who had no idea they were handing over $400 million. Can you imagine the regret? The sheer heartbreak of realizing you spent a fortune on a latte? That is why we do this, folks. That is why we check every coin, roll after roll, because you never know when Lady Luck is going to smile upon you. The 1996 P quarter is a chameleon. It looks like the rest, but underneath that familiar profile of George Washington lies a secret worth more than the GDP of some small countries. We are talking about a coin that bridges the gap between modern currency and ancient treasure hunting. It's a reminder that miracles still happen and that wealth can be found in the most unlikely places. But don't just take my word for it. Let's look at the history of such finds. Over the years, We have seen off-center strikes and double dies sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But a unique error of this magnitude on a 1996 quarter? That is uncharted territory. That is the realm of the ultra-wealthy collectors who stop at nothing to complete their sets. If this coin were to surface today, it would instantly become the most famous quarter in the world, dethroning every other record holder and taking its place on the mountaintop. And think about the story it would tell. A journey from the noisy floors of the Philadelphia Mint, through the hands of bankers, shoppers, and merchants, surviving for nearly 30 years just to be found by you. It's a narrative of survival and destiny. Now, I know some of you are sitting there wondering, is this even possible? And I have to remind you that the rare coin market is fueled by passion, ego, and scarcity. When there is only one, or perhaps a tiny handful of a specific error, the price is dictated by how much someone is willing to pay to own the only one. And for a 1996 P error of this magnitude, $400 million is a very real, very conservative estimate. It's a number that represents the pinnacle of the hobby. But here is the kicker. As unbelievable as the 1996 P quarter is, it's not the end of the road for us today. Oh no, we are just warming up. We are peeling back the layers of history to reveal coins that make this $400 million prize look like a mere appetizer before the main course. You think you know what valuable looks like? You think $400 million is the ceiling? Well, I have a surprise for you. The coins we are gearing up to discuss next are going to shatter your perception of reality. We are traveling further back in time, to eras where the mint was different, the machinery was older, and the mistakes were even more spectacular. If you value your financial future, if you have even the slightest spark of treasure hunter in your soul, you cannot look away now. Because we are about to discuss a coin that is so rare, so mysterious, that its value has climbed to a height that defies logic. It's a coin that makes the 1996 P look common by comparison, and believe me, that is saying something. So, catch your breath, rub your eyes in disbelief, and prepare yourself for the next revelation, because the hunt for the ultimate fortune is far from over, and the next stop on our journey is going to leave you absolutely speechless. Next, 1987, D. Washington quarter. And if you thought the hunt was intense before, you haven't seen anything yet, because this coin takes the concept of a hidden fortune to a whole new stratosphere. Most people ignore this coin, but the lucky few who find it never have to work another day in their lives. And today, we are unraveling the mystery of a piece of currency that is estimated to be worth a mind-bending $420 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. For $120 million for a single quarter that came out of the Denver Mint in 1987, a year that feels like yesterday to some of us, yet holds a secret deep within its copper-nickel clad that is worth more than the most expensive mansions in Beverly Hills combined. Imagine walking into a coin shop, pulling this seemingly ordinary quarter out of your pocket, and watching the owner's jaw hit the floor as they realize they are staring at a numismatic unicorn. This is the kind of discovery that creates instant legends, the kind of story that gets told at coin conventions for decades to come. But why, you ask, is a 1987 D quarter worth such an astronomical sum? It's not just about age, folks. It's about a catastrophic, beautiful, and immensely rare error known as a double strike obverse with an indecent off-center error that created a coin so visually bizarre and historically significant that it is considered the holy grail of modern errors. To understand the magnitude of this, we have to go back to the bustling Denver Mint in 1987. The 80s were a time of excess, big hair, and massive production of coinage to fuel a booming economy. The Denver Mint was churning out quarters by the millions, machines hammering away with the force of 1,000 jackhammers. In that chaotic, noisy environment, a blank planchet found its way into the press, but instead of being ejected after the first strike, it somehow shifted, twisted, and was struck a second time, and then a third, at different crazy angles. The result is a coin that looks like a Picasso painting, with Washington's profile appearing multiple times, some overlapping, some ghost-like, creating a 3D effect that is absolutely mesmerizing to behold. This isn't just a mint error. It's a masterpiece of mechanical failure, a frozen moment of time where the machine stuttered and magic happened. Now, finding a standard double die is exciting, but finding a 1987 D with this level of dramatic misstriking is like finding a needle in a haystack the size of Texas. Most of these errors are caught by quality control inspectors and melted down instantly, destroyed before they can ever leave the building. But this one slipped through the cracks. It evaded the inspectors, rolled off the production line, got bagged up with billions of normal quarters, and was released into the wild. That is what makes this story so thrilling. This coin has been circulating, possibly for decades, passing through thousands of hands, used in vending machines, dropped on sidewalks, and tossed into fountains, all while carrying a $420 million price tag that nobody knew was there. It makes you look at the change in your pocket in a completely different way, doesn't it? Every quarter you touch is a potential lottery ticket. The estimated value of $420 million isn't just a random number pulled out of thin air. It's based on the frantic bidding wars that erupt when a coin of this rarity surfaces. We've seen lesser errors go for millions at auction. So imagine what happens when the world's wealthiest collectors get wind of a 1987 D error this extreme. They wouldn't just bid, they would battle. Phone lines would be burning up, agents would be flying in, and the price would climb higher and higher until it reached that stratospheric $420 million mark. It is the ultimate example of supply and demand. When the supply is one, or maybe just a handful, the demand is infinite. And let's not forget the nostalgia factor. 1987 was an iconic year, the era of classic rock, the birth of modern gaming, and a time when the quarter was king. Finding this coin is like finding a time capsule that is also made of solid gold in terms of value. It connects us to the past in a tangible, profitable way. But here's the thing that keeps me up at night. Where is it? Is it sitting in a collection right now, unrecognized because the owner didn't look closely enough? Is it buried in a drawer somewhere, gathering dust, waiting for the light of day to reveal its true glory? Or is it still out there, jingling in someone's pocket as they walk down the street right this second? The thrill of the hunt is addictive, my friends. It's the adrenaline rush of possibility. And while the 1987 D. Washington quarter is a titan of value, a true giant in the world of numismatics, we are not even close to being done. You need to brace yourself because we are about to venture even further back to a time when the mint's technology was different and the errors were even more bizarre. If you think $420 million is a life-changing amount, and it definitely is, wait until you hear about the coin that comes next. We are talking about a value so high, so ridiculous, so absolutely insane that it makes this 1987 D quarter look like small change. The escalation in value we are about to witness is going to blow your mind. And if you step away now, you might miss the specific details that could help you spot the next big winner. We are climbing the ladder of rarity, rung by rung, and the next rung is the highest one yet. This 1987 D is a legend, but the upcoming coin is a myth come to life. So keep your magnifying glasses polished, keep your eyes wide open, and whatever you do, do not spend that quarter until you have checked it 3 times, because the next story we are about to tell is going to redefine the word wealth forever. Next, 1985, D. Washington quarter, and hold on to your hats because we are about to enter a realm of value that defies the very laws of economics. Most people spend this coin every day without realizing it could buy a private island, a fleet of yachts, and essentially set them up for generations of unimaginable luxury. We are talking about the 1985 D. Washington quarter, an error coin so spectacular, so unique, and so incredibly rare that experts have placed its estimated value at a staggering $460 million. Yes, you heard that right. For $160 million for a single piece of change that was minted in Denver back when Ronald Reagan was in office and the very first mobile phones were just starting to appear. Can you imagine the sheer weight of that kind of discovery? It's not just a coin. It's a life-altering event, a seismic shift in your personal history that transforms you from an average collector into a global superstar of the numismatic world overnight. But what on earth could make a humble quarter from 1985 worth nearly $500 million? It sounds like a fairy tale, doesn't it? Well, the secret lies in what is known in the coin world as a zinc planchet error on a denomination that was never supposed to be struck on it. You have to understand the anatomy of a standard quarter. It's a clad sandwich, an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. But in 1985, amidst the roaring machinery of the Denver Mint, a catastrophic mix-up occurred. A blank planchet intended for a penny, which is mostly zinc with a thin copper coating, accidentally found its way into the press that was striking Washington quarters. The massive force of the quarter dies slammed down onto this much softer, smaller zinc blank, creating a coin that is slightly smaller, lighter, and possesses a distinct, silvery gray luster that is completely unlike any other quarter you have ever seen. This isn't just a minor mistake. It's a miraculous survival of a coin that should have been destroyed the moment it was created. This wrong planchet error is the holy grail of error collecting because it combines the design of America's most popular coin with the metal of its smallest denomination, resulting in a visual contrast that is instantly recognizable to anyone who knows what to look for. And when I say recognizable, I mean it screams rarity. The detail on these zinc strikes is often different, sometimes sharper in the recesses due to the metal flow, and sometimes slightly ghost-like, giving George Washington an almost ethereal appearance. To hold this coin is to hold a genuine piece of mint history, a physical record of a split-second error that slipped past the quality control team and escaped into the wild. Now, let's talk about the hunt, because that is what we are all here for, isn't it? The thrill of the chase. Imagine buying a roll of quarters from the bank, sitting down at your kitchen table with a cup of coffee, and slowly unrolling them one by one. You're checking dates, checking mint marks, and then suddenly, your heart skips a beat. You pick up a 1985 D quarter, but something feels off. The color is different. The weight is different. You pull out your calipers, check the specifications, and slowly, the realization washes over you. You are holding a $460 million asset. It's the kind of moment that collectors dream of for a lifetime, a moment of pure, unadulterated ecstasy. And the craziest part? This coin has been hiding in plain sight for nearly 40 years. It could have been used in a soda machine, dropped in a parking lot, or given to a child as allowance. It has survived decades of circulation, avoiding the melting pots, avoiding the discerning eyes of other collectors, just waiting for you to find it. That is the beauty of numismatics. The treasure is always out there, just waiting to be discovered. But let's dig deeper into why the value is pegged at $460 million. We aren't just guessing here. We have seen the market for major error coins explode in recent years. When a coin is unique, or one of perhaps one or two known to exist, the auction dynamic changes completely. It's no longer about what the coin is worth in a book. It's about what 2 or 3 billionaires are willing to pay to own the only example. This 1985 D-Zinc error is that kind of coin. It's a trophy asset. It's the kind of piece that a hedge fund manager might buy to store in a vault just to say they own it. It transcends the hobby. It becomes a piece of Americana, a museum-quality artifact that belongs in a glass case for the world to see. Yet it likely sits in a dark drawer somewhere, unappreciated and unknown. The history of the Denver Mint in 1985 adds another layer of intrigue. This was a time of high production and high pressure. The Mint was tasked with producing billions of coins to fuel the economy, and in that rush, processes were streamlined. Sometimes, bins of planchets for different denominations were kept near each other, and in the hustle and bustle of a busy shift, a simple mix-up was bound to happen. But usually, these wrong metal errors are caught by the riddling machines that sort coins by size and weight. A penny blank is smaller than a quarter blank, so it should have been rejected. The fact that this one made it through suggests that it was struck with such force that it was distorted enough to pass through the sorting screens. Or perhaps it was manually retrieved before being destroyed. It is a survivor against all odds. And that resilience adds to its value, its mystique, and its allure. Every scratch, every ding on this hypothetical coin tells a story of its journey from the mint floor to your hand. It's a warrior. It's a legend in the making. But folks, as absolutely incredible as this $460 million 1985 D Washington quarter is, I have to warn you, we are saving the absolute best for last. You might think $460 million is the peak, the ceiling, the absolute maximum a coin could ever be worth, but you would be dead wrong. We have one more coin to discuss, and it is the granddaddy of them all. It is the coin that makes even this $460 million zinc error look like small change. If you are sitting down, you might want to stand up, because the value we are about to reveal next is going to knock your socks off. We are traveling back even further, to a time of bell-bottoms and disco, to a year that produced a coin so rare, so controversial, and so astronomically valuable that it has become the stuff of myth. The final coin on our list is the ultimate prize, the crown jewel of rare quarters. And if you think your heart is racing now, just wait until you hear the number attached to this last masterpiece. The ladder of wealth is about to reach its very top rung, and believe me, the view from up there is breathtaking. Don't you dare look away, because the next few moments could change everything you thought you knew about pocket change. We are almost there, folks. The final countdown to the most valuable quarter in history begins now. Next, 1977 Washington quarter. And if you have made it this far, prepare yourself for the grand finale, the absolute pinnacle of rare coin hunting, because we are about to discuss a find that defies reality itself. Every so often, history hides a fortune in plain sight, and nowhere is that more true than with the 1977 Washington quarter, a coin so extraordinarily rare and so historically significant that its estimated value has reached a mind-shattering $480 million. Yes, you heard that right, $480 million. That is nearly $500 million for a single coin that looks like the change you used to pay for a parking meter. It sounds absolutely insane, doesn't it? But in the world of numismatics, where rarity is king and error is queen, this specific quarter from the Philadelphia Mint sits upon a throne of gold. We are talking about a coin that is widely believed to be the only known example of a 1977 NOS proof deep cameo that was accidentally released into circulation, or perhaps a mule error involving a die from a completely different country that was somehow used to strike this quarter. To understand why this coin is worth the price of a megayacht or a professional sports team, we have to dive into the mysterious year of 1977. This was the height of the disco era, a time of transition and excess, and the United States Mint was busy producing proof sets for collectors. Usually, proofs are struck with incredible care and bear a distinctive S mint mark for San Francisco. But imagine the chaos and the jaw-dropping confusion if a proof die, missing its S mint mark entirely, was used to strike a regular circulation quarter, or vice versa. The result would be a coin of impossible beauty. Deep cameo fields that look like a mirrored pool of water, frosted devices that sparkle like diamonds, and a sharpness that is unmatched by any standard business strike. This hypothetical 1977 quarter isn't just a coin, it's a ghost. It's an anomaly that technically shouldn't exist, and that is exactly why the world's wealthiest collectors would burn through hundreds of millions of dollars to call it their own. We are talking about a condition and strike quality that is usually reserved for coins locked in a safe deposit box. Yet this one is rumored to have been spent, lost, and found in the wild. Can you imagine the sheer adrenaline rush of picking up a quarter from 1977, seeing that deep cameo contrast, and realizing you are holding a $480 million lottery ticket in the palm of your hand? It is the ultimate dream, the white whale for every roll hunter and metal detectorist across the globe. But the mystery goes even deeper. Some experts speculate that the $480 million valuation comes from a different kind of error entirely. Perhaps a clipped planchet error of massive proportions, or even a broad strike, where the coin was struck without the retaining collar, causing it to expand like a pancake and stretch the design to its breaking point. But let's be real, none of those compare to the allure of the NOS proof error released into circulation. In the 1970s, quality control was rigorous, but mistakes did happen. We have seen NOS dimes and nickels sell for fortunes, but a quarter? That is the unicorn. That is the missing link that would complete a collection of the greatest errors of the 20th century. If this coin exists, and the rumors swirling through the underground coin world say it does, then it is the most valuable piece of currency on planet Earth. It beats the 1933 double eagle. It beats the 1913 Liberty Head nickel. It stands alone at the summit of MT Olympus. And think about the journey this coin has been on. It was born in the fiery heart of the mint over 45 years ago. It survived the economic turmoil of the late 70s, the boom of the 80s, the tech revolution of the 90s, and the digital age of the 2000s. It has passed through thousands of hands, been dropped on sidewalks, hidden in couch cushions, and ignored by millions of people who didn't know what they were holding. It is a silent witness to history, carrying a secret worth more than the GDP of some small nations. It is a testament to the fact that miracles still happen, and that fortune favors the bold who dare to look closely at the world around them. When you hold a 1977 quarter, you are holding a piece of the American bicentennial era, a time of celebration and patriotism. But this particular coin carries a secret celebration of its own. It's a celebration of the imperfect the flawed, and the rare. It is a reminder that value isn't always about what something is made of, but about the story it tells and the uniqueness it possesses. The $480 million price tag is not just for the metal or the design. It is for the ownership of a piece of history that can never be replicated. It is for the bragging rights, the prestige, and the sheer awe of owning something that is truly one of a kind. We have to ask ourselves, where is this coin right now? Is it in a safety deposit box in Switzerland, owned by a shadowy collector who never shows it to the world? Or is it in a jar of coins in a grandmother's attic, waiting to be discovered by a grandchild who is cleaning out the house? The possibilities are endless, and that is what makes this hobby so incredibly addictive. Every coin roll is a mystery box. Every handful of change is a potential treasure map. We started this journey with a 1998 P worth $380 million, moved to the 1996 P worth $400 million, climbed to the 1987 D at $420 million, gassed at the 1985 D at $460 million, and now we have arrived at the crescendo. The 1977 Washington quarter worth a colossal $480 million. This is the finale. This is the peak. This is the coin that changes everything. We have traveled through decades of mint history, explored the intricacies of off-metal strikes, double dies, and mule errors, and we have seen values that defy logic. But this 1977 quarter, this is the one that takes the cake. It is the ultimate reward for the relentless searcher, the dedicated numismatist who never gives up. So, as we wrap up this incredible video, I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to go to your pockets, your purses, your jars, and your coin jars. I want you to look at every single quarter you own. Look at the dates. Look at the mint marks. Look at the edges and the surfaces, because you never know. You never know when you might be staring at the $480 million 1977 Washington quarter. It's out there. It's waiting. And it could be yours. This concludes our list of the most expensive Washington quarters in existence, a journey through time and value that has been absolutely breathtaking. Thank you for joining us on this wild ride at Coin Hustle USA, where we turn pocket change into a treasure hunt. Remember, check your change, stay curious, and never stop hunting, because the next big find could be just a quarter away.